Hello there, guys. Welcome back to another one. And it's been good again. The World Cup is still going on. And actually, it's night now. And I just said I should remake this video because I didn't want to do it in the morning because a whole lot of news might jam pack everything for tomorrow or next tomorrow. And presently, I'm actually watching Switzerland versus Canada game. I don't know if you, yeah, you'll probably see it on my screen soon. And they're losing 2-0. Let me just quickly talk on that because Switzerland and Canada, these two teams, I don't know the difference because they are both frustrating. They are both playing very differently. Like they are just doing something that does not make sense. Their defenders are kind of okay, trying their best, but their attackers are that Embolo guy. Embolo is absolutely ruining everything for Switzerland, but they are winning. So obviously, it's not going to be talked about so much, and probably is going to be put out as him having a good game. But Canada, nah, it's crazy. But the main reason why we're here is Chelsea have opened their books, and yes, we know about the story about them selling Cucurella. We've sold Cucurella already, and the next person is probably Enzo Fernandez. We're going to see that also. I'm going to show you guys something about that, what is going on about that, and like what is the present news about that. But after Chelsea has just sold Marc Cucurella to Real Madrid, you would think this is kind of a replacement for Marc Cucurella, but again, they're overloading. And to me, it actually seems like they're overloading because essentially they've done for the right wing, Palma, Estevao, Neto, Quenda, all of these people are all on the right. Again, now we have still Gusto in the club, even though there are news that Gusto might leave. Gusto, the new guy now that I will show you guys in a minute, and Rich James, also Josh Achempong is also a right back. Marco Palestra to Chelsea. Here we go. Done already. Actually done for 55 million from Atalanta. He was on loan to Cagliari. For many of you guys who don't watch the Serie A, I watch Serie A sometimes. Obviously, I watch football a lot. But this guy is the Serie A defender of the season. I don't know if he's left back or right back, but it says to be their defender of the season. Just 21 years old, and is making moves in Serie A, in the Serie A league, right? I've seen this guy play. He's good. Don't get me wrong. For 21 years old, for a 21-year-old player, he's absolutely insane. He's absolutely very good, and he knows ground duels. Very good at it. He has some area ball problem, and his crossing ability is quite top notch. Better than the Gusto and Pedro Neto that we have in the club. Pedro is not that bad, but sometimes they're just tweaks. But he is more consistent. But frankly speaking, I'm just seeing a Pedro Neto on form. Like he's 6'1", 21 years old, still have that pace in him, and I'm sure he's brought for that right wing back position, for that left wing back position, which I was saying he normally plays as a right wing back or as a right full back. So I don't know why they are still overloading on that position when maybe you should get like maybe Marco Cucurella's replacement. But the truth of the matter is they will still say, oh, we have a Girelato who is playing right there at the moment, and then we would not want there's a Quenda that is coming in, Jeremy Quenda that is coming in, and all of that. So probably they will say, since those people are there, and you will try to be, how do you call that thingy? Versatile. You will be trying to be versatile, which I don't really agree with. But he's come to the club. I welcome him to the club. I'm going to support him. 21 years old, still very young, raw, very good defensively. Actually, I've seen him play very good defensively, and also when he moves forward, he also moves forward quite well. But I think him and Joshua Champion can try to grow together and see. Rich James will probably be playing that midfield because of his legs and his injury record. But Marco Palestra to Chelsea, done deal. And that's just my thought about this guy. He's a right wing back, as you've probably seen already. And as I've said, it's just a Pedro Neto that is on form. A tall Pedro Neto that is on form. Because he runs like him, he does the same type of dribble, he crosses like him, just a little bit much better. But the truth of the matter is, if this is a Xabi Alonso signing, which it has come out to say that this is somebody that Xabi Alonso has actually looked forward to getting, and he actually approached him by himself and told him everything that he wanted to tell him for him to join the club, because we're in battle with a club like Inter Milan, who won the Serie A league last season, which is insane. And he chose Chelsea, that we don't even have Champions League football. Probably he does not know about that. I don't know if he knows, but is team supposed to do all of this research if he does not know that we are not in the Champions League and it's just coming to come and play a one game per week season, including the FA Cup and all of those cups. Since the clubs looks like they are backing Xabi Alonso at the moment, it's acceptable for me. But the truth of the matter is, I'm not going to be still carried away. I'm not still going to be carried away by what they are doing, because what they are supposed to actually be doing is looking for a well-experienced player who is experienced in the Premier League, for example, or maybe not even Premier League, but in Champions League, in all of these big leagues, and they've played in big teams, they've played in big competitions and all of that, and they've probably fought for big titles. Those are the type of signings I'm expecting to see. Yes, don't get me wrong. Palestra is a good signing to Chelsea because of what he can bring. He's young. That's what their model is all about. That's what all this blue coat model is all about. Still, I'm still blue coat out. Even though the summer is here and the World Cup is taking all of our attention, but I'm still on blue coat out. It's still not clear. Like, I'm still not fully assured by just this signing. We just need to do better in this window. We need to do better. Yes, I know we don't have Champions League football, and that's going to be very difficult for us in bringing players to the club. But looking at what Marco Palestra has chosen Chelsea over Inter Milan, and yes, I can brag over it because Inter Milan are Serie A champions, and for I think they won the domestic double last season. It's going to be quite okay, because we see more players wanting to come and play under Xabi Alonso because of his experience and of his what he has done with Bayer Leverkusen. Another player that we thought was probably going to be coming to Chelsea was this guy. Atletico Madrid has already said a year will go for him. Grimaldo. Atletico Madrid has already said a year will go for him, and Atletico Madrid seems to be getting Grimaldo from Bayer Leverkusen. Now, on to the next is, I said I was going to show you guys the new update about Enzo Fernandez. Marco Keller said, I hope Enzo Fernandez joins Real Madrid too. I'd be so happy. The opportunity for us to both join Real Madrid in the same summer would be amazing. Let's not forget these two guys actually joined Chelsea quite at the same time. And well, Enzo Fernandez was much involved in everything that Chelsea was going to be doing for the 4 seasons he has been at Chelsea. Cucurella was having some problems when he first started being at Chelsea, where we almost looked to loan him out to Manchester United, and then Man City was going to get him back then, but we rushed to get him from Brighton and all of that. But the truth of the matter is, these two have actually done their best for Chelsea, and I'm not going to be one of those fans that is going to come here and don't come and be spiting Enzo Fernandez or spiting Marco Keller for saying, oh, they are going to Real Madrid, where, say per se, is a greener pasture for them. Chelsea is the biggest team in the club. I'm a Chelsea supporter. But let's not lie. Real Madrid have one of the biggest stadiums, one of the most beautiful stadiums. They have the most Champions League. They are in contention with Barcelona for the La Liga. But I'm not going to be one of those fans that is going to come and spite any of these guys and any of the other big players that are going to leave this summer because there's no Champions League. What are you going to fight for? Yes, there's Premier League for you to fight for and stuff like that. But the club has literally betrayed the two of them. They've been here for 4 years. Cucurella has gone from being one of the worst players in our bench to being one of our most consistent defender at the moment. And it's just very serious, and it's very sad to see that these two players who I like so much are going to be leaving Chelsea this summer. And yes, I did predict that Enzo Fernandez might not leave this summer, but it's looking likely that even if he does not leave, or even if the club does not want to sell him because they want a 120 million valuation fee, Enzo would want to by himself push aggressively for a sell or for a move out of the club. And we might see something like even maybe adding some money for his own self, maybe like a 2-3 million, something like that. It's just very sad for me to see because, but I'm grateful that at least Joao Pedro seems like he's not leaving. Rich James is also not leaving. There are a lot of people that are going to be leaving. A lot of our defenders, by their shield, Fofana seems to. They also want to sell Fofana. Trevor Chalobah, Como is already bidding for him. Disasi, who, yes, for sure, Disasi has to leave. All of these guys are players that are actually meant to leave the club because they are not just good enough. They are not just good enough. And I hope when they are bringing in players, these are players who can actually impact the team leadership, mentally, and on the pitch. Like, all of these things must be around. And we're talking about well-groomed players. Players like Marquinhos. Players like, although these guys already signed a new contract with Wolves. Wait, did he sign for Wolves? Yes, I think he signed for Wolves recently. Raul Jimenez. I was going to say Raul Jimenez to come to Chelsea. But we still have a lot of strikers. But that's just my thought about this guy's transfer, what I think about it. Another player that seems to be about to be coming to Chelsea, whom I would actually like, is Lacroix. The Frenchman seems like he's going to be coming to Chelsea. And Chelsea have started contacts to begin Maxence Lacroix operation, French centre-back on the top of CFC list, and higher than Jacobo Ramon. Jacobo Ramon is from Como. We are also linked to him. This is by Fabrizio Romano. Another one for Chelsea after Palestra, and Lacroix is open for the move. My honest review about Lacroix is, I think he's a very good defender. I saw him play with Maguire at Crystal Palace, and he's a very good defender, top notch. My honest thought about Lacroix is, I think he's a very good defender, absolutely top notch for Crystal Palace. I saw him play by the side of Maguire that is on Man City right now, and I think he's absolutely immense. Getting in Lacroix, I think he's going to be a very good replacement for Wesley Fofana, even though I do feel that there's not much difference between the two, both of them. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Lacroix is as bad as Wesley Fofana. For you Chelsea fans that are probably going to attack me, but I think it's going to be quite good for Chelsea, but their style of play is quite not different. But the only difference is he's going to be playing by the side of a Levi Colwill. And let's be frank, as a Chelsea fan, I've watched Levi Colwill play with a lot of defenders, and I've seen that he has made a lot of defenders actually look very good. And so probably that's what even sold us to Wesley Fofana when he was playing by the side of Levi Colwill. But I think this is going to be a very good move for Chelsea if we get him to move to the club, and if he's going to agree terms with us. But this Champions League that we're not in is a big problem, because someone like Lacroix who want to be, I don't know how to, I'm not sure if I pronounce his name very well. Lacroix. Someone like a Lacroix is probably going to be looking for a very big move like a Chelsea. Sorry, I say like a Chelsea who has Champions League, not like a present CFC ODN that does not have Champions League. But I'm sure if like an Aston Villa or a club like that, even Manchester United, if they go for him and then bid the same price that Chelsea is bidding for him, I feel they can snatch the move. But it's going to be a very good signing for us, and let's hope they get it done. Canada has just scored 2-1. Hopefully they can get a draw. But yeah, that's it for me, guys, in this video. Comment down there. I appreciate so much if you comment, and I appreciate so much if you share the video and if you subscribe, and if you just put a thumbs up. Put a thumbs up for me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Up the Chelsea!